Hello and welcome back to Infinite Roleplay. I'm Nelson, and we're going to be talking about if you can't roll good, play good. Um, that's a saying I sort of called back to a few times on my channel and many times in my career as a tabletop roleplay gamer. Now, there was a comment on the OSG that sort of, I guess you could say, hit home for me. I mean, I remember when I first started playing, I couldn't roll to save my life. Could not. The dice, they just did not like me. And I'm from I guess, a gaming camp that, some of us gamers, we have our dice, right? We roll them and we feel like we can train our dice or we can call numbers. And for some of you who've been gaming for many years, I know you guys and girls know what I'm talking about. Some of us, we also have different sets of dice, collecting these little things, many different versions of these in many different colors. And when we're rolling dice, sometimes we feel, oh, that dice is not performing up to par today. So let's retire that one and let's break out a new one. Um, I guess that's the coping method for some of us. But now with this online gaming and Google Plus, we tend to use Dice Stream, and Dice Stream is just a random number generator basically. There's no tactile feeling. There's no, you can't you can't switch out Dice Stream if it's not rolling in a way you want. There's nothing to compensate for that feeling. There's just a completely random roll, and you just feel how you feel about it. Personally, I do not enjoy Dice Stream because of that. It generates numbers. It feels like at times the numbers that it generates for me personally are always low. And it's like, oh god, again, Dice Stream strikes again. And I know that feeling. So what I do is I'm of the camp, if you can't roll good, if the numbers aren't there for you, play good. And you could take that in any way you would like. You could play good tactically, you could play good role play wise, you could describe your failures, maybe you could represent your character as being frustrated, getting pissed off. Your character might know they're more skilled than this, that they're being defeated by a lesser opponent. Maybe you could role play that in your character. Your character can start talking crap to the enemies. You know, um, I'm trying to get into the habit of rolling on Dice Stream before describing my actions, because sometimes awesome descriptions get wasted because of Dice Stream of all things. But the game in question, Fall of House Hojo, had a player that felt like the dice just wasn't with him. And in that same game, my first two attacks, the first two attack rolls that I had made were a 1 and a 2. The only other thing worse than opening up a fight by rolling a 1 and a 2 is a 1 and a 1. I mean, you almost cannot get worse than how I opened up. And then my next set of attack was a hit and a miss. It just, Dice Stream wasn't with me. And how I dealt with it was that when I created my character, I had a contingency plan. I had a skill. Well, not a skill. It was actually a cantrip, Vicious Mockery. So I just said, I'm gonna start cursing these guys out and let the DM use Dice Stream and let him fail instead of me fail. and it worked out. Some of my failures I decided to describe. Like in the first four attacks that I rolled in the game, three of them missed. So I tried to role play it like my character's power was being unleashed in such a rapid fashion that, you know, the spells were getting away from him and he was flailing out until he managed to focus himself into, you know, one attack and whatnot. Um, you just gotta roll with the punches, man. You know, stay at that thought. If you can't roll good, play good. When I first started gaming, I felt like I couldn't roll for anything. Everything I did was a failure. So I learned how to power game, and that's why I'm a power gamer now. You know, I build so that the mechanical, mathematical rules of chance and bell curves and all that craziness to compensate for that not being in your favor, I stack the deck in my favor. Um, in addition to that, I try to approach certain situations tactically. Like in Dungeons and Dragons Third Edition, they had flanking. You got +2 to your attack if you were flanking. Rogues could only get their sneak attacks if they were flanking. And in fifth edition they have that, but they have that as an optional rule, and I haven't seen it done that much. I've seen it done like once or twice. So I mean, flanking just means you have to be on the opposite side of the enemy. As long as you're flanking an enemy, you're gaining advantage and you're giving advantage. So you're basically doubling your chances to land your attacks. Even if none of your attacks land, you're giving your allies double the chance to land their attacks. So you're bringing something into the mix. And also, if you start messing up, I mean, don't let it get you down. You know, I know Dice Stream. I hate you, Dice Stream. Matter of fact, let me pull up Dice Stream. Let me roll some dice on Dice Stream. Oh, grab a D20. Watch. First two attacks, roll. Oh, now that it doesn't matter, Dice Stream wants to roll an 18 or 11. You see this? Let's try that again. Son of a 19 and 13. Okay. My next series will be how to train your Dice Stream. Yeah. No. But like I said, man, if you can't roll good, play good. Roll with the punches. Go with it. Role play your success. Role play your failures. You know, hopefully, if you have a DM and you role play your failures in a sufficient manner, uh, you know, they'll trying to think of a better way of saying this, but maybe they'll throw a dog a bone. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll hook you up. Maybe they'll give you a bonus. Some DMs are like that. Um, think you know, how can you add to your team of players? How can you add to your party in game? And one really great thing is that I'm finding now is corporate character creation. The entire group of players creating a party of characters together, like a cohesive unit. That way, maybe there's certain contingency plans for if you can't roll good, you play good, like flanking, um, minor illusions, maybe mage hand at times, using the assist action, um, even taking damage for your party. Like in the same game, I asked the DM if I fail, if I purposefully fail my dex check to absorb the damage from this ensuing fireball, can I protect my family? Can I protect my allies, the other players? He said that I could only protect the head of the house of House Hojo. I decided to roll with it. It felt like it was something really cool to do. And, you know, I think that it was something cool to do. So I took the entire damage of the fireball. But I had a fire shield and I was polymorphed. So in essence, it really didn't do a damn thing to my character. And that has nothing to do with rolling. I didn't roll anything. I just had a situation to look cool and not suffer that much, so I took it. You know? And sometimes failure, really don't let it get you down. Some of the actions you do are more heroic if you have to overcome circumstance rather than just, Supermaning it through. Hi, I'm Superman. You can't beat me. Yeah. No, no. Leave that for a superhero game where you have to actually protect people. Because that's how you beat superheroes. But I'm going off into a rant. So let me not rant, because I could probably talk forever. And leave you saying, if you can't roll good, play good. Peace.